You've just tapped into the brain of successful online bookseller Adam Bertram. Whether you're selling books on Amazon, eBay, Alibris, or Abe Books, Adam shares his out-of-the-box thinking and completely transparent advice to help you achieve your sales goals in record time. Let's listen in now to hear the latest super helpful yet down-to-earth blog post posted on the only blog for successful online booksellers at sellyourbooksonline.com.
The Hoarder Inside Me. I'm going to be switching things up for a bit in the next 2 weeks. For the first time, I will not be writing a new post for you regularly. I have decided to share a series of articles with you written by a loyal reader, Frank Giovinazzi. Frank is another successful bookseller and, as it turns out, is a published author as well. He has had books published called Zach Carter, Zombie Killer, The Potter's Notebook, and The Stoic Artist. Learn more about Frank at his Amazon author page. If you like these articles, please comment below. Also, if you would like to write some articles of your own to be posted with proper attribution to you, please email me at adam@sellyourbooksonline.com to let me know what you'd like to write about. Without further ado, here's Frank's maiden post. The hoarder inside me is a common character trait among online sellers, especially beginners, is that they are what is politely known as collectors. The more accurate term is hoarders, though perhaps not in the same hazmat category as the poor subjects profiled in the reality show of the same name. But when people first get into the business, they often do so at the behest of a concerned or exasperated family member. Get that crap out of the damn garage already. Your brother's been dead for 10 years. Or because they need money, often because so much of their disposable income over the years has been dumped into acquiring sets of Balzac first editions or Batman and Robin ephemera. And so they begin, recategorizing the piles of kipple they have accumulated, writing long and winded pointless descriptions of the provenance of a new in-box Richard Simmons Deal-A-Meal set, and slowly selling off their belongings. What happens while they are trying to satisfy the demands of their relations and or creditors is that they quietly wind up arranging their compulsion into two piles of junk, that which can be sold and that with which I will never part. When I first got into the business, I was aware of the reasons hoarders do the same, as well as the psychological tricks they play on themselves in a desperate attempt to keep their possessions in close proximity. So I made a decision. Everything goes. I would sell every single book I owned, would keep nothing, would not hold back that the new book's still in its shrink wrap because I would get around to reading it someday, etc. Once I learned a little bit more about the business, I had to defend my decisions against the reality of prices, aka I'll be able to get more for that Stephen King first edition when the next minivan driven by a character from his novel finally finishes the job. The decision and following through on it worked. It was hard at first, prying my own hot fingers off my collection of Charles Bukowskis, for example, but as I continued to sell everything, I believe I made the transition from hoarder selling off his junk to small business person making a go of it. Along the way, I've met many hoarders or their relatives selling off their junk after their expiration date, and the impression is always the same. People hoard belongings as a way to hold on to life, in the mistaken notion that things outside of us define us, give us meaning, or by some magical transfer can keep us on this planet longer than rational factors otherwise permit. What I found is the opposite is true. By getting rid of stuff, cleaning out every nook and cranny where your obsessions have stuffed nonsense, that is the way to more life. To new experiences, meeting new people, and traveling to new places. It's only when you're tied down by Granddad's old cuckoo clock that you're prevented from living to the fullest, no matter how much false comfort the intricate mechanism provides, every hour on the hour. Plus, if you really do simply enjoy tripping across old things, be they books or records or antique fixtures from general stores, then having an ironclad no hoarding rule in your business and life is the passport to coming across the millions of treasures that are stored away in other people's nut pantries. What I've learned is that the momentary pleasure of handling something unique, I came across a scholarly book on Edgar Rice Burroughs, John Carter series this summer, is precisely the most enjoyment you will ever get out of it. Inanimate treasures, in my experience, are not a gift that keep on giving. Unless, of course, you read the book as I did and then turned around and sold it for $30.
Thanks for listening to the latest topic about online bookselling. If you're interested in this topic or the hundreds of other topics about going into business for yourself from selling books on the internet, please visit sellyourbooksonline.com. This is where you can get exclusive videos, learn from other sellers, and a whole lot more. Until next time, folks, remember to always take action and think different.